Last year, Paul Staehle and Karine Martin's mess nearly unraveled their marriage. Eventually, Karine cleared his name and the high-chaos 90-day fiancé alums seemed happy again. But, as always seems to happen in this troubled marriage, things have gotten bad again. Paul claims that Karine unfairly called the police on him. But why is he posting his STI screening results? On Sunday, August 8th, Paul Staehle took to his Instagram stories to defend himself from what may be an upcoming scandal. "I did not deserve police called on me," the 38-year-old father of two declared. "I am tired of false allegations and accusations," Paul insisted. "I did everything I can to keep people happy," Paul claimed. Even recent travel, he wrote. Paul added teaching to drive, getting all Brazilian documents translated and certified to go to an American college. Paul continued. He added pushing to make friends. But, Paul concluded, "I am always the bad guy." Though he did not mention his wife's name, the context makes it seemingly obvious that he means that Karine called the police. At least their two young children were not there to witness whatever mess this was, if Paul is to be believed. In another Instagram story, Paul wrote, "Thanks to my mother for allowing Ethan and Pierre visit her house during these hectic times." Interestingly, Karine does not appear to have posted anything accusatory or otherwise about Paul. The closest that she has come to addressing this conflict was a simple post that translated to thanking fans for their messages of support. Karine is a little more private about scandals on social media than Paul is, but then, most people are. That preemptive defense was not all that Paul decided to post. He shared not one, but two screenshots that appear to show the results of STI screening tests. As you can see above and below, Paul wants everyone to know his medical status. The good news is that Paul does not have any of the listed sexually transmitted infections. The bad news, or at least the weird news, is that we have no idea why Paul shared this with us. Paul has a long history of making decisions that do not make a lick of sense to the rest of the world. He does this on camera, on social media, and in real life. It's rarely easy to explain why Paul chooses to do what he does when he does it, or the way that he does it. However, Paul's clownish habits aren't all that there is to him. And that's why so many fans are having a hard time believing Paul's side, especially when it's the only side that they've heard. See, Karine has called the police on Paul before, and she's not the only woman in his life to have done so. Anyone can have bad luck in relationships with one toxic partner or ex who unfairly ruins their reputation. But Paul has been accused of stalking ex-girlfriends and behaving inappropriately before and after breakups. Long before he met Karine, Paul had been accused of alarming behavior. And with Karine, well, their extremely volatile marriage has not reassured anyone that the 38-year-old is better behaved now. Just over a year ago, Karine called the police on Paul. At the time, the police report showed that she accused him of alarming controlling behavior, withholding documents from her, and not allowing her to leave the house. After the couple reconciled, it was alleged that an interpreter who was also a superfan had basically stalked them. If the post-reconciliation story is to be believed, Karine never said those things, but her interpreter dishonestly represented what she was saying. That's not impossible, but that doesn't mean that 90-Day Fiancé fans believe any of it. A lot of fans don't have a high opinion of Paul or of Karine and don't necessarily side with either of them. As for the STI tests, it's unclear if it's related to the call to police or not. In the past, Paul has described a somewhat open marriage with Karine. Is he implying that Karine has an STI? What's going on?